Hello everyone, this is Wayne Kurtz. I'm hoping you're having a good start to the 2013 racing season and training. One of the things I'd like to pass on to you is just some ideas in respect to change. And for those of you who have not in the past looked at your training and racing and evaluated it, one of the things that is always sometimes challenging for many of us is adding some change to the routine, change to the racing schedule, working on your weaknesses, things of that nature. And one of the things I have done and learned from other athletes as well is change happens during the race season. How many times do you know when you at the end of the year you might be planning out the 2000, the next calendar season, and because of injury, sickness, work, job, family, any of those responsibilities, it puts a change into the schedule. So just personally, one of the things I've always done is try to move from that change and reschedule something else that's more reasonable later into the season, or even change my training routine to keep things fresh, especially if I had to miss a race or something of that nature. And I'm sure all of you have faced this as well. If you are interested in just a difference maybe to your program, check out Endurance Racing Report, and it's EnduranceRacingReport.com. I put together a little post of 5 workouts that I do on a regular basis throughout the year in terms of using time trials throughout to show progression of how fitness changes and also to get you a little more race sharp. You can do this with races if you have the flexibility to be able to add races. But I put 5 together, mainly for triathletes. For those of you who are just runners, you can look at those as well. But I'd like to highlight just a couple. The first is the 5-mile running time trial. So one thing to do is take a look at a timed distance of a 5-mile track similar to what you're going to be racing on. It could be on trails, track, roads, whatever else. And every 6 weeks, test it and see how you are keeping the heart rate in the same range. Okay, and these are not the race, but they're at a pretty hard effort. Another time trial might be a 10-mile cycling time trial, the normal 1.5-kilometer swimming time trial. And the ones that I think that have the most benefit for racing are the time trials such as where you incorporate a certain portion of time into the workout when you're already fatigued. For example, if you're doing an Ironman and you know the classic, you do the 100-mile rides on the weekends or the 6-hour ride, whatever it might be, at about the 75% point of total time into that cycling, add in 45 minutes of time trialing and pushing this between 85 to 90% of your zone range and holding it there just to see how it feels. And it gives you an idea when you look at doing this over a period of months, how much progression, and you can play some games with it. But it will increase, of course, as your fitness goes along. So you can do the same thing in the middle of a run where you've got, for instance, a 10-mile run. Those of you who are training for a marathon, maybe between miles 7 and 9.5, it's a 2.5-mile time trial. So what it does do is it incorporates that aspect of learning how to either cycle, swim, run on fatigued legs within the workout. And then you can do the same thing and try to monitor it over time, just as you would just a normal 5-mile time trial, all out running, or a cycling time trial. You can do the same thing with hill repeats. So mix it up, and I call it time trials, but it's really these focused sessions that you could take a look at throughout your training to add some change and variety. They work. You'll see progression. For those of you who've missed some races, it adds a little bit of flavor as well. So take a look at it at EnduranceRacingReport.com. I've summarized it very briefly of 5 workouts to maybe consider for your racing and training schedule. Enjoy the day.